U.S.-Canadian debate over softwood has been around for ages, but came to a halt in 1982 when a lumberjack in Canada had a great idea.
Wait a tick. I know what I'll do. I'll sell lumber to the United States and make a bundle.
Of course, this wasn't a terribly original or new idea, but the fact was that the vast amount of Canadian softwood that came into the United States was threatening the United States timber industry. The United States timber industry, fearing for its survival, petitioned the Department of Commerce to put a tariff on Canadian softwood. The tariff would not be established until 1986, which would severely hurt and sadden many Canadian lumberjacks.
That makes me a sad lumberjack.
This tariff would last until 1991, when it was brought into question under the then-new U.S.-Canada Free Trade Agreement, the predecessor to what we now know as NAFTA. Under this free trade agreement, the idea of tariffs was heavily questioned and was seen as possibly illegal. With the new trade agreements in place, it made Canadian lumberjacks much more excited and hopeful for their future. Despite these new trade agreements, however, the U.S. government would still insist that its tariffs were more than legal and would continue to put a tax on Canadian imports. In 1996, however, the United States and Canada decided on what was to be known as the Softwood Lumber Agreement, allowing 14.7 billion board feet of Canadian softwood to be imported to the United States. What do you think of that, Mr. Lumberjack?
14.7 billion board feet? Well, that don't sound too bad at all. Come on, boys!
Unfortunately, in 2001, the agreement expired, and rumors started popping around about new tariffs that were being put into place, as well as the fact that stumps and other rubbish was counted as board feet in the previous agreement. Even though these issues have continued to pop up, Canada and the United States are doing much better at coming to an agreement over the issue of softwood, and are expected to make an agreement last by 2012. How does that make you feel, Mr. Lumberjack?
I've got hope for the future. Do you?
You bet I do, Mr. Lumberjack, but don't take my word for it.
It's just recording.
So just go and release it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And one.
14.7 billion? That don't sound... Fuck. Tape it over again.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave it go. I'll stop it. 1.
14.7 billion board feet? Well, that sounds so...